Golick Jr., and of course the coach and obviously one of my favorite Lakers ever, Byron Scott. Thank you so much for being here.
Thank you for having me.
So we got to get right to it, folks, because the news is in. Kawhi wants to go. So Going Places presented by Toyota. Chris Haynes is reporting that Kawhi Leonard wants out of San Antonio. According to sources, Kawhi is frustrated with the team and the way the organization handled his quad injury and feels the franchise turned on him once he went for a second opinion. And then we have this, Art Wojnarowski tweeting out that San Antonio's Kawhi Leonard has Los Angeles, preferably the Lakers, at the center of his preferences for a trade destination. This is what league sources tell ESPN. So this is why we brought the coach in. First off, we want to talk about this. You as a player...
Oh, man, we already starting.
I'm sorry.
Come on, man, Lakers, man. Come on.
I was trying to be neutral.
Y'all Lakers out over there. Go ahead. Let's hear it.
I was trying to be neutral. So as a coach, I want to talk to you about the frustration. Can you see this situation happening? He didn't like the way the team handled his injury, so he's so angry with them that he decides he has to go.
Yeah, I can see that happening. You know, Kawhi's a different dude. You know, he's very quiet, very reserved, but I think he's also one of those guys that he has to feel that you love him and that you got his back. And he has to feel the same thing about the organization. I think once he went and got that second opinion, he didn't feel they had his back. And then some of the stuff that was coming out, some of the stuff Tony Park said, Manu Ginobili, and then Pop, when they would ask him questions, would say, you know what, I have no idea. Go ask Kawhi's people. I mean, I think all those things, he's sitting there and he's listening to this going, oh, okay. It's like this. Huh?
Is he listening or someone in his camp listening? Because you know when you have these players that are superstars, other people have their ear and help change their mind.
Well, I think he only probably has one or two people in his camp, unlike most of these guys who got 15, 20.
Right.
You know, so I think he really was doing most of the listening. And again, like I said, I think he's a different type of cat. He doesn't care about all this other stuff that goes on. You know, he's about basketball and he's about family. And I think once they kind of turned their back on him, as he saw it, then he kind of said, okay, you know what, I'm done with this.
Talk about him going to the Lakers before we get to this bias.
Yeah, before y'all come over here and get some objective analysis.
A fit for the Lakers. What does that look like to you? How do they make that happen?
That looks so good to me. and I remember, Kerry, we were sitting there one time and I said, yeah, they're going to get LeBron James, Kawhi Leonard. I think I said something like that.
I remember that.
Yeah, Roll the tape.
I think I said and now I'm going to add another one to that piece. Because I think they're going to make this deal with San Antonio, even though I know, we all know Pop don't want to make this deal because it's the West Coast. But once he came out and said, L.A. Lakers, what other team in the whole NBA is going to try to trade for him because they know they got a rental player for 1 year and he's gone. You know, so your best opportunity to get some pieces back is probably the Los Angeles Lakers, who have some pieces and have a draft pick to give back to San Antonio. And then once you get that, now you go out and you say, okay, LeBron, we got Kawhi Leonard. We're going to give you this max deal. And by the way, Chris Paul, we're going to give you one, too. So won't you come on to L.A., too?
Whoa, you heard it here first. You heard it here
So
first.
you're saying...
No, I'm not saying I say it.
Oh!
Did you hear what I just said? I said,
I do declare.
LeBron James, Kawhi Leonard, Chris Paul in that purple and gold. I'm going to sit back and rest my case.
It's yours.
No Paul George?
I like the makeup of that. I would prefer Paul George just because he's more dependable come playoff times. I think Chris Paul has shown a tendency to get hurt during the playoff times. So you need that will. But I will say this. A lot of people thought the Spurs had an inside track because they could sign him to a max deal. What they weren't factoring in was the shoe deal. Kawhi Leonard was offered $5 million a year by Jordan Brand. Now, he's a top 3 player. KD, LeBron. These two cats are making $20 million a year off of their endorsements deal. So if he moves to a larger market, he has an opportunity to quadruple the apparel, which makes up for the money he would have lost by leaving San Antonio and not getting the Supermax.
Yeah, that's the one thing we always hear about. Yes, he does seem very focused in on basketball, but this last year and this process has really led us into a little bit more. And he has been slighted by some of these things, and he is going to proceed as such. And the Lakers make an overwhelming amount of sense. This affects the LeBron James sweepstakes in ways that we thought would come out before. The interesting one to me, and the name that I started seeing floated around, you talk about who else can move assets. The Boston Celtics, if we believe what was going on before things got off at the trade deadline, were feeling this out. Kyrie Irving has already been talked about as potential trade bait with this team, so you can't really rule them out because A, it's Danny Ainge, and B, they've got young parts to move still.
And good for Kawhi. One, when you misdiagnose me, I don't trust you ever again because our careers are finite. You only have so many years and so many prime years where you go out there and maximize your dollars. So that's inexcusable. And then for you to lose control and basically bully me in the media, from Tony Parker to Ginobili to even you, Pop, my group, when your group and the representatives from San Antonio is there as well in New York, but it's my group, okay, Uncle Dennis comes into the fold and says, let's reset your value. And not only what you're going to command from teams, but the respect they must treat you with. And that's all this situation is right now. And I applaud him because a lot of people didn't think he was gangster enough to walk up to Popovich and say that real G's move in silence.
Well, you know he didn't walk up. First of all, this is a new age. He texted him.
Well, it's coming. It's coming. You still got to see him.
He's sitting there saying, you know what, Pop? I ain't feeling this no more.
Nah, I ain't dunking on him. This ain't Tim Duncan.
One second, though. I think a lot of people give Pop a lot of respect for how he deals with his players and the respect that they have for him. How do you take a man like Popovich, and he has so much infinite wisdom, how does he mishandle a situation like this? I know we're all human, but how does he mishandle this?
I don't know. I mean, like you said, Pop is setting his ways just like so many other people are in life, and he's setting his ways on how he deals with players. He did a masterful job of getting LaMarcus Aldridge back on track.
You're right.
You know what I mean? As far as going to him and saying, okay, how can we work this out? I think with Kawhi, it was done. It was broken. You know, with some of the stuff that went on during the season, like I said, with the players that made their statements, you know, Tony Parker, well, I had the same injury, but I was playing. I mean, stuff like that, that stuff supposed to be kept in the locker room. That's never supposed to get out, you know, and then we talk about that as teammates, you know, and then Pop kind of, like I said, you know, earlier where he would just kind of say, you got to have to ask Kawhi's people. I think all those little things just added up, and they just got to a point where Kawhi was at the point now where he doesn't necessarily want to sit down with Pop. He doesn't need to sit down with anybody on that team. I love the fact that as a player, and you know this, back in our day, we didn't have this type of control.
No.
He has total control of what he wants to do.
Sure.
And he's telling them, this is where I want to go. And if you don't trade me there, I'll play this year, and then I'm going anyway.
Let's spin it forward. So we got Kawhi, we got LeBron, and we got CP3. Let's spin this forward by we a Laker.
Paul George.
And Paul George.
Okay, I'm about to say,
Lakers. Okay, so what we doing with the Warriors? We meet them in the finals, and what happens?
We meet them in the finals, and you know it's gonna be tough.
That's the Western Conference Finals.
That's what I'm talking about.
Of course.
If you're lucky.
That's what I'm talking about. The Western Conference.
If you're
Finals.
lucky.
What you mean if you're lucky?
Houston's still in the house.
We get those three. We in the Western Conference Finals against Golden State.
I am gonna go home.
What's really interesting is that, you know, 24, 48 hours later, we thought the conversation that the Lakers had with Kuz and Lonzo was about making sure they were attractive for LeBron. Perhaps it was about making sure they were attractive to be traded so that Pop wouldn't have any reservations about getting these young players. So I think that in combination with Jeannie's, you know, feeling herself tweet.
Don't underestimate.
Don't underestimate. He's going to realize that, you know, there was a lot of things happening behind closed doors that we weren't necessarily characterizing right. Though, when I saw Kawhi at the Dodgers game, I knew something was up because I've been to a lot of Dodgers games. I ain't never seen that brother at a Dodgers game.
Finally, you got good seats.
All right, so last word for you before we go to break.
Where you been at?
No, I just think more of what he said. Lakers fans, by the way, get behind this now. Everyone was all against LeBron coming to L.A. before and going back against that. You add one more name to the mix. Let's scrap the rest of that.
Not everyone. Those people who saying we don't want LeBron, something wrong with y'all. That's the best player in the world. You don't want him here.
Something's wrong with you.
You do understand that he went to 8 straight finals.
Yes.
And he's taken a couple of teams that didn't really have a whole lot. And you don't want him here? Something wrong with y'all. Y'all
Get
crazy.
out your feelings, y'all.
Welcome,
LeBron.
Jump on this wagon. Y'all better jump on this wagon.
Thank you,
Coach.
Coach.
Back, dog, I'm telling you.
Coming up, Vegas says
Clip City, Tip City. He said he wanted to come to L.A. He didn't say the Lakers. He
we
said
are talking about the Warriors when we get back, y'all. Thanks for sticking around.
There's 2 teams in L.A., baby. And one of them got a rich owner.
Sports Nation.
Defensive end Miles Garrett went all in on Kevin Durant on a radio interview. Garrett was asked if he watched the NBA Finals. This is what he had to say about KD in the finals.
KD broke the league. You hopped onto a 73-9 team, and he took the easy way out, in my mind. If I were him, I wouldn't have never made a move like that in the first place. Me, I'm too competitive to try and ride on somebody's coattails to get a W.
I am too competitive to ride on someone's coattails. Marcellus, agree or disagree with that statement in itself?
I disagree with this. Look, I'm not even mad at Myles Garrett in this evergreen conversation we're still having. That is so stupid on his premise. I'm just mad at it. The fact that it's being echoed now by professional athletes, not only professional athletes who've been in the same position as him, or know what it feels like to be on the field, on the court, but you're a #1 overall pick. And now you're going to go out there with this false premise that being competitive means pick the most difficult road, and if you overcome every single obstacle, then guess what? You're a competitor. That is not how the game is built. That's not how we live our lives. Normal people pick a place that gives them the best opportunity to succeed.
Well, why do you have amnesia?
Why? What happened?
Because he could have beat the Golden State Warriors with Russell.
But he
did
did not.
3-1.
Okay,
and that's what made people more furious about why he went there. And I agree with you. Go where you want to go, but you guys forget he had him on the ropes. And what happened?
But Carrie, you don't characterize someone who has back-to-back Finals MVPs as riding on somebody's coattails.
Man, say it again.
That's nonsensical.
Say it again.
You are the coattails.
You are the coattails.
No, and I think that I don't want to take his entire conversation out of context. I'm saying, but are we forgetting that?
No.
Was that not shocking to you, that 4th of July?
That was shocking to me, yes, indeed. But that's like 2 years ago.
Moving forward.
I'm moving on now. I'm past that. And oh, by the way, you won 1 game in 2 seasons with the Cleveland Browns. Perhaps you're ruining football.
Listen, I'm not.
Why?
Oh, okay, all right. Listen, KD's decision was not beyond reproach. We can criticize Kevin's decision. I'm with Marcellus, though. I'm shocked that a guy that's currently in it, because that's one of the hardest things about transitioning to after. If Myles Garrett was ever thinking about getting into sports talk radio or sports media, you've got a leg up right now, because being critical of the guys that are still playing while you're playing, that's a tall order. That usually goes outside of whatever code you've got, especially across sports. So that's a bold move on his part, but I'm with LZ. Once you go 2 back-to-back Finals MVPs, you are the coattails. You are no longer riding.
There's no one saying he's not a beast. Like, KD is arguably top 2, right? So we're on LeBron, KD, LeBron, however you feel. No one's saying he's not a beast, but they're just questioning that decision.
I didn't even question it in the moment. He was better than Steph. He was better than Clay. He was better than Draymond. Why are we acting like he's going to have to need them? They're going to need him, because they only had one championship before.
Miles understands it's June in sports talk.
Best
there you go.
the best. Yesterday, in a piece on ESPN.com, Kevin Pelton ranked the NBA's 50 greatest teams of all time. And the 2016-17 Warriors were top of the list, ahead of the 95-96 Bulls. ESPN also spoke with Vegas bookmakers, and they essentially said they favored the Warriors to beat the Bulls in a game and in a series. Jalen Rose on Get Up.
We're going to compare them to the Warriors, and that Bulls team, again, the level of offensive explosion and the level they can lock you down defensively, I just think it gives them a clear advantage.
All right, so who you got, Golick? You going with the 2016-17 Warriors or the Bulls?
I'm going with the 18-19 Lakers. Let's just get a head start on this and start adding them to the conversation. We're going to sit here and get mad at Myles Garrett for talking out of turn about that when Vegas throws us these softballs every time we get to do it. I appreciate that. I'm going to stick with the Warriors the way I've been doing it. This team has just flipped everything on its head, even disinterested, even off-injured, everything else that they went through this year, and they still find a way to overcome. We're just finding out more and more ways this team can up the degree of difficulty. Next year, let's just make them play with 4. Let's keep going.
I answer this question with nuance, and it goes this way. I think that Bulls squad is the greatest team in NBA history. When you look at points leader, rebounding leader, 3 guys on the all-first team, all defensive side. I mean, that's an impressive group of accomplishments, not to mention the 72 wins.
Sure.
But if they were to face those Warriors, I think the Warriors beat them. So I know that sounds conflicting, but I think the Warriors are a better team, but the Bulls' accomplishments make them greater in terms of history lore.
I understand.
That is some bet hedging. I appreciate
I mean, boy, you ripped your jeans on that fence, boy. Let me just say this. There's no way I think this Warriors team can beat that Bulls team.
Oh.
I start not with Jordan. I start with Dennis Rodman. I'm like,
you're right. No, you're right.
Man, if I stick Rodman on you defensively, good luck to you. Then I say, oh, you got Kevin. You're going to say, but we got Kevin Durant. I'm going to say, Scottie Pippen, you like that? Long defender that can play on both sides of the court. And then Michael Jordan on what? Steph? Y'all want to get quiet now?
Wait,
y'all want to
wait a minute. Scottie and KD, like, you saying that Scottie got him?
Scottie? No. I say Scottie's going to keep KD in respectable check. And then Jordan's going to destroy Steph. And then Rodman's going to eat up Draymond and Clay. Good luck.
How tall is Pippen?
6'7"?
6'7". How tall is KD?
6'11".
Damn, stop! Stop!
I said he gonna get his. Okay, why are we doing height? First of all, what is this, YMCA? Steph and Jordan. Who's gonna win that?
Oh, come on.
Okay, thank you.
Marcellus won.
Thank you. Rodman and Draymond.
Rodman and Draymond throwing hands. Who's going to win that?
Check out this picture.
How tall is Rodman?
Tweeted of Mike Bibby looking all swole. Mike Bibby. He look amazing.
See, Dave Chappelle ruined this for everyone, man.
He looks good, no?
There's something there.
Leonard wants out of San Antonio. We'll get the why and which team is at the top of his list from Adrian Wojnarowski and Brian Windhorst.
The College World Series 8-team double elimination format will start Saturday. First two games are on ESPN and can also be seen on that nifty app. Now it's time for winners and losers. Up first, winner muscles or maybe not. Former Knicks guard Mike Bibby showed off his muscles. Marcellus is clearly jealous.
Yeah, I am. And it's going to come out in the form of hate. I don't know what I'm looking at, but it looks amazingly different. And
oh, you think?
Yeah.
Like you can't even see the whole jump, man, because it tucks on.
Yeah, it's tucked like he got Jordan on the ground and in the air. Like, what's going on?
Well,
that's joke.
Gabby Union and D Wade had some fun with it, so take a look at this. Is what they were trying to show. They were like, remember that time when I kicked his shoe right out? And like, remember, where was he at then? Was he buff? I don't know. I don't know if they actually said that. That was me with my ear quotes on that.
Hey, most fighters got beat up before they became fighters. So, hey, that moment right there spurred him to get the muscles right.
All right. So, loser regular tattoo. This fan got a tattoo of a no-look D-Wade pass to LeBron on his leg. What? Wow. Golick. I know you like tattoos.
That is gorgeous.
Like I say, I haven't seen such clean artwork since my own. Shout out Megan T. Morris. Appreciate the work.
Freebie.
That is nice, though. I missed
that. That is really nice.
Oh, my God. It's good. I mean, if you're going to pick one play to do it off to from that era, that's the one.
You know what that is?
Yeah, but that's for us to view. I hope you're already in a good, happy marriage. Nobody wants to see that.
High-speed winds. A family enjoying a picnic before some high-speed winds came through.
Ooh. No, not the Andy Gump. You see, look at the water. It's squirting.
You hope that's water.
Don't dignify that by calling it water.
That's good. Boy, that's Andy Gump in the air. Oh, the baby almost flew away. Andy Gump is in the air, and look at that.
I don't have the city. I wish we knew.
Man, that is the best video. Person. And look at all that brown in the air. What's up?
That's a bird.
Chocolate.
This was short, thick birds.
You know what, Marcel?
Them some big old short birds.
We're moving on. This is out of control. Basic rings. Philadelphia Eagles showed off their Super Bowl rings, which featured 10-karat white gold, 17 rare green sapphires, and 219 diamonds. Listen to that. 17 rare green sapphires and 219 diamonds. Are you impressed by this?
Hell yeah. I mean, I can't even lie. I don't have a Super Bowl ring, duh. This ain't 29 diamonds. 219? It's all okay. I'm missing some, too.
That's already the most impressive wedding band I've ever seen on a dude.
No.
Okay. Thank you very much. Yeah, LG, stop hating so much.
Can somebody tell me, like, how, so how do they go about picking the ring? Who designs it?
I know Jason the jeweler, who's out here, Jason of Beverly Hills. He does a lot of the Warriors rings. He does the Lakers rings and stuff of that nature. So it's a concept that they all work together, and the players get a lot of say in it as well.
You want to know something sick and twisted? They showed us the ring before we played in the title game.
No.
They let the seniors and some of the upperclassmen come in and look and pick out ring designs before the game, and then
that's
the game.
What happened? Then the game.
That's the game that y'all.
Oh yeah, no, that's the game.
Oh, that hurt.
They showed me the ring.
Oh, the wind.
They showed me the ring.
Champagne back in the fridge.
All right, so winter weekend plans, folks. Marcellus is on his way to see Incredible.
Yes, I am.
Playing in theaters tonight. So. Are you all in? Tell us all about this, sir.
Oh, come on, Golick. I know you all in on it, too.
Oh, my God.
Oh, I love the first one.
Absolutely. Absolutely. And we got all the gear out here, too, right?
Yeah.
The best character is Edna Mode. Anyone who saw the first one knows that the little designer was the best character. She had the best one-liners.
Okay,
easily.
So do we get to take home some of this gear?
Yes.
Oh, sweet.
So what you about to get?
Yep.
You guys
My son
grab me something after Marcellus for his son.
I just want something for little man.
Oh, well, I'll get something. You can't have the bike.
No, I'm going for the bike.
You can't have the bike. It's too big for you. It's too small for you.
That's probably what.
If he breaks this bike.
Oh, I need a drink cup.
Drip.
Oh, look at that cake, too.
Got a motor? Come on.
Oh, look at this. Man, that's big.
Oh,
Terry, you
God.
don't want nothing?
I tried to hit the wheelie. I tried to hit the wheelie.
He tried to hit the wheelie.
Ball.
Rough Riders.